Wait, I'm sorry, Peter Jackson produced this? What's going on, guys? Ryan O'Toole back here again, giving you guys another review. Today I'm going to be reviewing a new fantasy post-apocalyptic adventure film, and that is Mortal Engines. Directed by Christian Rivers, not Peter Jackson. He produced it. He has a credit, I guess. This movie stars a cast that I don't give a shit to name any names except Hugo Weaving. Hugo Weaving's in this movie. Yeah, I guess, yeah, let's just get started with this review. So what's the plot to Mortal Engines, if you give a shit? Mortal Engines takes place in this post-apocalyptic world where this girl is on an adventure and she sees all these different moving cities. All these cities can move on wheels, and there's this big gigantic city that is London that's being controlled by this man played by Hugo Weaving, and this girl has a vengeance and hatred towards Hugo Weaving because he killed her mother, and so she wants to kill him, get revenge on him, and she goes on this fantasy adventure to try to take down the London ship before it takes down this big wall to destroy this other city full of people. Mortal Engines has 4 books in total, I read, and this is the first movie, and going into it, I really was not excited for it, except for the fact that it inspired me to watch the Lord of the Rings movies, because it says, from the filmmakers of Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. First of all, the trailer lied to you guys, because watching the trailer, it's supposed to get you hyped up that Peter Jackson, you think, is directing it, but then it lies to you saying that Christian Rivers is directing it, and that Peter Jackson does have a producer credit, and that maybe this could be epic. But not one part of this film was epic at all. This movie is nothing. This movie did everything that it set out to do. It manipulates you into thinking that you're watching a great fantasy epic, but still, it's a snooze fest. Mortal Engines is 2018's cinematic nyquil, as Chris Stuckman likes to call it. Nothing makes sense. The characters all suck. The writing sucks. This whole entire film is a snooze fest and a waste of freaking time. The one positive I have is the visual effects. The visual effects look absolutely top-notch. It looks like a big, gigantic epic. Like, I guess it looks better in IMAX, I guess. The visuals do look nice. The cities look absolutely grand, big, and epic. And the whole entire post-apocalyptic wasteland setting actually does look pretty nice. The characters in this movie are all terribly written. The way that the characters are introduced, they try to give you a backstory and try to make you care about what's going on. There's also a forced romance between him and this guy, and it's also really bad. There's also this other girl who can kick ass, but still not enough good development in this film. The action sequences are cool, I guess, but they are ripping off many scenes, like Star Wars in particular. This movie does rip off many fantasy films like Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, and Mad Max Fury Road. The opening first 10 minutes especially. While it's cool to see different cities driving around on these motorized vehicles and all that, it's cool to see that, but still, there's nothing about this film that feels authentic and special. It just feels like a big budgeted film put on a big screen to try to entertain you, but all it does is it makes you pissed off and you want to leave the theater. The main villain of the movie is played by Hugo Weaving, and I have no idea why Hugo Weaving agreed to do this, probably because of Peter Jackson, they're Lord of the Rings pals. But Hugo Weaving in this movie feels like he's in a completely different movie. He feels like he's in a Resident Evil movie. His character was so terrible. Oh my goodness. There's some scenes with him in this movie that I almost laughed out loud. Mortal Engines has 2 WTF moments in this film. The first 20 minutes of this movie, something happens that was in the trailer. And when it happens, he just did it like that. And when Hugo Weaving does something in particular, you think he would have a second to think about it. He just does this. That's it. Another character has a very important decision to do to try to save his own life and save the girl's life as well. The girl's like, what are you doing, bro? Why are you just sitting there? And the guy's just like, I want to stay with you. This is how bad this movie is. The writing in this movie is awful. Oh my god. I almost did this in the theater, man. Also, I must say, the final act of this movie makes absolute no sense. They create this type of machine that can destroy walls, and the whole entire final act of this movie is absolutely ridiculous. By the end of it, I just wanted to walk out, beat the traffic, try to get my review out, and it just feels like big schlock that is put on the screen to try to get your money. The trailers lied to you. You did see the whole entire film, and Peter Jackson barely has nothing to do with this movie. He should have directed it, in all honesty. On my rating scale, Mortal Engines gets a 1 out of 5 stars. Alright guys, that was my thoughts on Mortal Engines. Have you guys seen it yet, and what did you think of it? Did you love it, think it was okay, or did you absolutely hate it? Let me know down below. Thank you guys, as always, for watching this review, and if you guys liked it, give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe today for more content. All my social media links are in the description down below. Click that notification bell on your way out, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!